Very good morning, my dear students, and welcome back. So, today we are having a very new chapter, that is the proposal. This is your chapter 11 from your book, The First Flight, written by Anton Chekhov. So, let's talk about the author. Anton Pavlovich Chekhov, born on 29 January 1860 and died on 15 July 1904 in Germany. He was basically a Russian playwright and short story writer who is considered to be among the greatest writers of short fictions in history. His career as a playwright produced 4 classics, and his best short stories are held in high esteem by writers and critics. So let's understand this play. The proposal based on ridiculous and unlikely situations, and in this play there are 3 characters. First is Stefan Stepanovich Chubukov. He is a landowner and his daughter's name is Natalya Stepanova. She is of 25 years and they are having one neighbor whose name is Ivan Vassilyevich Lomov. So he is a neighbor of Chubukov and he is very large and haughty but very suspicious, and he is also a landlord. So let's move to the introduction. The proposal is one act play that begins with a young man Lomov presenting a marriage proposal to his neighbor's daughter. Before he could actually convey it to the girl, they enter into an argument about Oxen Meadows. In the midst of the quarrel, the proposal gets forgotten until Lomov falls off due to his palpitations, and Chubukov instantly puts her daughter's hands in Lomov's. So let's begin with the chapter. The chapter starts with a beautiful note, and it asks, "What do you think the proposal is?" So basically, the act of asking someone's hand in marriage is called a proposal. So the writer here has given a beautiful description about a Russian wedding because the writer belongs to Russia. So it's very informative about how they just celebrate the marriages and wedding ceremonies. So you can read out for your knowledge. Basically, many rituals are very familiar to other weddings like Indian weddings. So let's start the chapter. So in these pages it is written that Lomov and Chubukov are neighbors. So one day Lomov comes to Chubukov's house to propose to his daughter Natalya. Chubukov feels very happy. So as the line starts, that a drawing room in Chubukov's house, and Lomov enters wearing a dress jacket and white gloves. Chubukov rises to meet him. As I have told you that he would ask for the hand of Chubukov's daughter. So what was the reaction of Chubukov first? "My dear fellow, whom do I see? Ivan Vassilyevich. I am extremely glad." Squeezes his hand. "Now this is a surprise, my darling. How are you?" So Chubukov was surprised to see Ivan Vassilyevich in proper attire, and he welcomes him and asks the reason why he came. Lomov, "Thank you, and how may you be getting on?" And then Lomov asks about his well-being. Chubukov at this replies, "We just get along somehow, my angel." And you would notice that the way Chubukov talks is very polite. He uses "my darling," "my angel," "my precious." So these words shows that he was a person who talks with everyone with such politeness because he was a politician as well. So he wanted to have good friends. That's why he always talked with such politeness. "We just get along somehow, my angel, thanks to your prayers," and so on. "Sit down, please do. Now you know you shouldn't forget all about your neighbors, my darling, my dear fellow. Why are you so formal in your get-ups, evening dress, gloves and so on? Can you be going anywhere, my treasure?" So he asked the reason why he was in this proper attire. Then Lomov says, "No, I have come only to see you, honored Stefan Stepanovich." He just said that he just came to visit him. Chubukov says, "Then why are you in evening dress, my precious? As if you are paying a New Year's Eve visit." like you came to visit me New Year wishes. Then Lomov says, well, you see, it is like this. Actually, he came there to propose Chubukov's daughter. So he said that you just consider it like a new year for me as well. Takes his arm, then he started talking. I have come to you, Honor Stefan Stepanovich, to trouble you with a request. Not once or twice have I already had the privilege of applying to you for help, and you have always, so to speak, I must ask for pardon. So he says that I always rely on you whenever I needed some help, and today also I am also like to ask something, and if I offend you, just forgive me. I shall drink some water, Honor Stefan Stefanovich. And from this line we could say that he was too nervous, that's why he asked to have a water. Okay, then he takes water. Chubukov aside, then he talks to himself. He has come to borrow money. She didn't give him any. And he was talking to himself that if he had come for money, then he would not give any penny to him. What is it, my beauty? Then he says aloud, means to face him, he says, hey, what is the reason, my dear? Lomov says, you see, Honor Stepanovich, I beg pardon, Stefan Honorovich. So with these lines we can easily understand that he was too nervous, that he was just blabbing the name of Stefan Stefanovich. I mean, I am awfully excited. Excited here means nervous. As you will please notice, in short, you alone can help me, though I don't deserve it, of course, and haven't any right to count on your assistance. Then Chubukov says, oh, don't go round and round it, darling. Spit it out well. Just say it, what you want. Lomov says, one moment. This is the very minute. The fact is, I have come to ask the hand of your daughter, Natalya Stepneva, in marriage. So he just mentioned the purpose of his visit, that he came for Natalya's hand. At this, what was the reaction of Chubukov? Joyful. He was extremely happy. By Jove, Ivan Vasilyevich, say it again. I didn't hear it all. He was extremely happy to have such a good proposal in hand for his daughter. Then Lomov says, I have the honor to ask, as the Lomov started saying again. He just cut short it, and Chubukov interrupting him saying, my dear fellow, I am so glad and so on, yes indeed, and all that sort of thing. Embraces and kisses Lomov. I have been hoping for it for a long time. It's been my continual desire. So he was already hoping that one day he would have the proposal for his daughter, groom like Lomov. So he was extremely happy. Sheds a tear, and I have always loved you, my angel, and if you were my own son, may God give you both his help and his love and so on, and so much hope that I am behaving in this idiotic way for. Then he asked himself that why I am behaving so silly. He started blessing them like a priest blessed to the newly couple. I am off my balance with joy. He was so excited that he called himself that he was out of his balance because of the extreme happiness. Absolutely off my balance. Oh, with all my soul, I will go and call Natasha. Here he says Natasha. The name is Natalya. And all that. Lomov, greatly moved, he was so impressed. Honor Stefan Stepanovich, do you think I may count on her consent? Means, do you think that she would also say yes to me? Chubukov says, why, of course, my darling. And as if she won't consent, she is in love. She is like a lovesick cat and so on. She can't be long. So he just assured him that my daughter equally liked you so much. So when I would give her the information that you asked for her hand, she would be equally excited and would definitely give you the consent, because she already loved you so much. Then he exits from the room, and Lomov was sitting there again alone. It's cold, I am trembling all over, just as if I had got an examination before me. The great thing is, I must have my mind made up. If I give myself time to think, to hesitate, to talk a lot, to look for an idea or for real love, then I will never get married. It's called Natalya. Then he talked to himself because there was no one in the room. He started talking to himself by saying that if I would give myself another chance or I would rethink about my marriage, then it would be already so late because he was already aged to 35, and moreover, if he would just wait for real love, then how he would get it. Okay, so he was just thinking about Natalya, what kind of lady she is, what kind of girl she is. Move to next page. Natalya Stepnova is an excellent housekeeper. So he started thinking about Natalya and the qualities the girl is holding. Not bad looking. He just explained that she was average looking, well educated. What more do I want? But I am getting a noise in my ears for excitement. So he started again feeling that nervousness. Then he drinks water a little. And it's impossible for me not to marry. In the first place, I am already 35, a critical age, so to speak. In the second place, I ought to lead a quiet and regular life. Moreover, he wanted undisturbed life, and for undisturbed life, he wanted a life partner who knew him so much. Okay, and what could be the better than a neighbor? I suffer from palpitations. I am excitable and always getting awfully upset. At this very moment, my lips are trembling and there is a twitch in my right eyebrow. But the very worst of all is the way I sleep. I no sooner get into bed and begin to go off when suddenly someone in my left side gives a pull, and I can feel it in my shoulder and head. I jump up like a lunatic, walk between a bit and lie down again, but as soon as I begin to get off to sleep, there is another pull, and this may happen 20 times. So again he just described about his sleep disorder, that he could not have a sound sleep because continuously he was having that feeling that something is pulling inside, and his hand or his legs were trembling, and because of the fear of any panic attack or because of the fear of any nervous attack, he got up from bed, and it happened 20 times. Then Natalya Stepnova comes in, and when he was talking to himself or thinking something about, so in between Natalya came to the room. Natalya says, well, dear, it's you. And Papa said, go, there is a merchant came for his goods. So you are here, but Papa told me that some businessman came for his goods to take. How do you do, Ivan Vasilevich? Then she asked about his health and happiness. Then Lomov says, how do you do, honored Natalya Stepnova? He just regarded her with saying, honored Natalya, you must excuse my apron and negligence. So she just made an excuse of her homely appearance, like she was in apron and in a very common clothes. We are shelling peas for dyeing. Why haven't you been here for such a long time? Then she asked the reason why he had not visited them for such a long time. Then she proposed a seat to him. Won't you have some lunch? And she asked about to have some lunch. Lomov says, no thank you, you have had some already. He had already had some lunch. Natalya says, then smoke. Here are the matches. The weather is splendid now.